about Keith Ellison has announced that he is willing to step down from his position as congressman to chair the DNC in the event that he's elected. This is really big because there's basically been two arguments against Keith Ellison that have been vocalized. One is it should be a full-time position. Keith is great. We love his progressive values, et cetera, but it should be a full-time position. So other people have jumped into the race. And the other argument is that he thinks that Palestinians are human beings, and that's inappropriate. The way that argument has been articulated is essentially that he trashes Israel. He hung around with Louis Farrakhan 30 years ago. Did they get to Bill Ayers yet or no?
I don't think so. That's coming.
So Steve Emerson, you remember that guy? He's the guy who claimed that there was a city in England which was no-go for white people and non-Muslims. It was a no-go city. And a British MP had to say, like, this guy is an effing idiot.
Oh, no, not just a MP. The former Prime Minister of Britain, David Cameron, gave him
did he
a
also say?
doo-doo-doo
Okay. Well,
on television. Yeah.
So this guy is now the voice of reason for I don't know whom in the Democratic Party, because he cut a literally 39-second clip of a 36-second clip of a speech that Ellison gave, what was this, 20 years ago, was it? Or I don't know when, maybe more recently, of a 25-minute speech he gave to a Muslim group. More or less, the entire speech was saying that he more or less had the same foreign policy perspective on Israel as 70% of Democrats. And he was basically saying, like, we need, as Muslims, to learn from the Jewish community on how they were able to build their political power. We're going to need this. And so you have multiple Jewish organizations, prominent Jewish writers who are coming out, ranging from J.J. Goldberg to Michelle Goldberg to
all the other Goldbergs.
All the Goldbergs are coming out.
The Goldbergs support Ellison very much.
J Street also defending Ellison. And, you know, I would say, frankly, the position that the Democratic Party should have on Israel and Palestine is probably more, I don't know what I would put, progressive, more humane than even Keith Ellison has articulated.
Indeed.
I imagine, I hope, it's just a question of like, and I think for a lot of the Democrat, they're constrained by what they perceive as the politics. But when you have a billionaire named Haim Saban, is that his name?
Yeah.
Who, a big Clinton supporter, coming out and saying that Keith Ellison is anti-Semitic, et cetera, et cetera. Look, the only reason why anybody cares about what Haim Saban says is because he has bought his influence because he's a billionaire. That's it. Period. End of story. Just because you have $1 billion does not mean that you get to choose who's an anti-Semite and who's not. That's just not the way it works. I suppose Sheldon Adelson too, but I mean, do people have to pretend to listen to Sheldon Adelson? He's not even a Democratic billionaire.
No, I'm saying just in terms of substance. I mean, the type of policy that Haim Saban advocates for and attitude is indistinguishable from Sheldon Adelson.
It's unbelievable that this guy has maybe he doesn't have a forum necessarily in the Democratic Party, but he certainly has a lot of people who listen to him. That type of smearing, It's going to take more than $1 billion, I think.
And it is notable.
Maybe
and
we should have a Haim Saban
membership level?
here, where if you're a virulent white nationalist,
Yes.
but with $1 billion, you can support the program.
And then we will accuse people of all sorts of nonsense for you.
Well, we might do that, but I'm just saying that like it just goes to show that we should be open in the same way the Democratic Party is.
Yes.
To views that are antithetical and to things that are disgusting, because I think it's frankly disgusting.
It's totally disgusting. And the funny thing is...
But if you're a billionaire, and you're our billionaire, we may give you a pass.
Oh, indeed. And actually, that was in some ways some of the
But I don't mean like you're a billionaire that supports Democrats. I'm like...
No. The Majority Report.
Yeah, like all this.
Yeah.
Gold LeMay. Real gold. Or gold. I want like...
We want this place to look tremendous.
Yeah, this stuff behind me with like the everything in black.
Yes, exactly.
I want that to be gold, and then we'll spray paint it black.
Yes, and Matt would like a tanning bed in here as well.
That's right.
But I was just in some ways those were some of the most disturbing things in the WikiLeaks emails to me. Actually, were people in the Clinton orbit saying things like, essentially, oh, yeah, what's happening in Israel is absolutely horrible. Anyways, the prime minister will be, Netanyahu will be here pretty soon, and everybody knows that we have to kiss Saudi and Israeli ass.
Right? That's
It's
the broader American politics.
That's the whole thing, absolutely. I even think there are actually even Republicans you talk to off of the record who would say that this is an untenable human rights violating situation. Even they would say that.
So the long and short of it is... it's going to be interesting to see those people who had made the argument, I love Keith, but we really need we need someone really full-time. It's going to be interesting where they go next. Do we really want someone with glasses?
Yeah.
Do we really want someone with glasses? Like, what if there's an earthquake in Washington and his glasses fall off and they break? Who's going to be in charge of the DNC? We're going to have somebody who can't see.
Where are my glasses? They fell off.
All right.
When my glasses fall off, I don't like Minister Farrakhan anymore.
Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Subscribe.